Hello and welcome to our Spring 2018 online English 300 course through Washburn University. I am Mr. Ritchie. I'll be your professor this semester. I am starting on our online D2L site. This is our homepage, and I'm going to go to our content page. Start us off. Notice we have a table of contents down here. We have our syllabus and welcome materials, a brief discussion of how to post on the discussion boards, and our first unit, government and democracy. The other units will be added as we get closer to them. Under the syllabus and welcome materials, notice we have our syllabus, rubric, an academic writing review, an incomplete list of non-credible sites, a short video on how to use maybe a library site, which should hopefully just be a reminder, and then also some information about me. I'll go over all these very briefly. I'll start with the syllabus. Notice there up at the top that we have my contact information. There's my email address, and then that phone number there is my cell phone number. I always respond to texts. I admit I don't like responding to phone calls because I'm usually very busy, and I don't like taking calls from unfamiliar numbers. But I promise you, if you text, I will always respond within just a few minutes or so. As far as our text, we only have one text book for the semester. This ISBN gives you a hyperlink to Amazon that if you haven't found your book in the bookstore just yet, the Amazon link will show you some resources as far as pricing for used or renting your textbook. You do need to get that very soon. Notice we are using the 9th edition. There are more recent editions, but the 9th edition, being a much older edition, is a lot less expensive, and I figured anyway that I can save you a few bucks. I was going to go ahead and do so. So all technology, of course, is going to be handed in on our D2L site. It's familiar that you're able to use it and familiar with how it works. If you're having problems accessing our site, says to me before or after class. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do that, but shoot me an email or a text. Let me know that you're having some difficulty. Also, I should have mentioned up here our online resource for citation styles, the Purdue Online Writing Lab, also known as Purdue L. We'll be using that throughout the semester. So you have our objectives. These are our student learning outcomes for the semester, identified by Washburn University. A brief welcome to Comp 2. That's how it's called in some universities. The English 300 takes us back to the writer's ideas. So we're going to be doing a lot of intensive reading and analysis of the writer's ideas. Structure of the class is identified there for you. Essentially, we're going to have 4 units. We'll have 2 short writing assignments for each unit, which will respond to the text that we read. A little bit later on here, it also identifies that we're going to have a discussion board where you'll be able to post questions, comments, anything that you're noticing about our readings. So we'll have 4 major essays. In addition to those 4 major essays, we're going to be working through 3 different research styles. We'll be using MLA for the first essay, Chicago Turabian for the second essay, and APA for the third essay. The 4th essay will be determined by your academic major or discipline. So again, that discussion board is going to be essential for us. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. Grading, 50% will be your 4 essays. 20% will be our weekly assignments such as drafts, responses, discussion board posts. 30% will be your semester portfolio. If you've attended Washburn University for your English 101 course, the semester portfolio is essentially the same thing. It sounds scary and intimidating. It's worth 30% of the grade, but it's not. It's evidence-based, and it's just based upon the work that you've developed throughout the semester. So, late work policy. If you're unable to complete an assignment on time, please contact me within a day or 2 of the due date. Let me know that you have a plan in place. As long as you do that, we might be able to waive some sort of late work penalty. If you do not contact me and then an assignment is turned in late, there is going to be some sort of percentage docked for the late piece. Also notice here, late work for unit will not be accepted past the end of a unit essay due date. So as soon as we're done with the unit 1 essay, all work is completely done. The academic dishonesty policy is there. Essentially, don't be dishonest. If you get yourself into a bad spot, a time crunch, for example, text me. I'll work with you, negotiate with you. that's always going to be a better option. Even if there's a minor late work penalty, that will be a better option than doing something dishonest. So again, please text me. There's my phone number, or you can email me. Let me know what's going on, and I'll work with you any way that I can. Notice here we have all of our grades and due dates. The due dates that are posted for you, so that way you can plan in advance. Again, you see our units. We'll do 2 responses, a discussion board that will be ongoing throughout that unit, a rough draft, and an annotated bibliography that we'll talk about with the essay assignment. That's consistent until Unit 4, which being on your own more or less, we'll discuss that as we get to it. You'll just have the discussion board, the rough draft, and the annotated bibliographies. Everything is graded, and I do want you to know how it's going to be graded, so that way you can plan and anticipate and get the best grade possible. So for example, our responses, we're looking at leading with a single focus idea, integrating evidence to help you illustrate your points, and analyzing evidence before moving on. This is what we're going to do with our responses, and this is how I expect you to integrate research throughout your essays. So hopefully that'll be good practice in a minor setting, and that will make it even better for you when it comes time to write your essay. Annotated bibliographies, we're looking at credibility, analysis of your source, and formatting. How to do the annotated bibliography is listed with each essay assignment. Again, that will be consistent throughout the semester. I also put a grade on your rough drafts. I know some students say, well, why does it have to be a rough draft grade? Why can't we just get credit for doing it? The problem with that is that I would have students who turned in a page or two and expected full credit. And for the students who are putting in the effort, that's not fair to them. So our rough draft standards, I would consider an A-level rough draft something that's ready to hand in as a final draft, stylish grammar, meets a minimum page length, has the proper formatting and style required of the assignment, reliable and credible sources, fully integrated, analyzed, strong thesis that meets all of our standards, an engaging discussion or argument throughout the essay. All of your essays will be argumentative throughout the semester, and intentional and specific language. Then you have descriptors on the other levels, all the way down to an incomplete draft, words on a page related to the assignment topic. Sources are used but not integrated. All parts are present, or at least a strong outline. Informative rather than argumentative. Again, we're going to be writing informative essays throughout the semester. Little or no analysis of evidence, and then inappropriate or non-credible sources. Notice though, you do at least get 10 points out of 20 just for submitting something that we can work with and build from. We've also created a general essay checklist. This gives the expectations for any essay that we turn in. So we can talk about things like a final introduction, forms of you or not in the essay, take out all forms of you, that would be YOU, YOUR, then YRU apostrophe RE, of course. The essay is an argument over a single specific issue. It's not an overview of multiple issues. And actually, let me do a quick edit here in progress. We are just going to be doing 4 to 6 pages for all of your essays for the semester. Oops. Our thesis standards are there listed for you. Your thesis should not contain first person, should be focused on a specific thing, and so on. We have these standards that we'll talk about on the discussion boards as we get closer to your essay, then use of research, your works cited or your references, and so on. Again, if you use this checklist before you turn in your essays, then you should be in really great shape, even from the rough draft and beyond. From there, we have a general English 300 overview. So as it says in our welcome email, get familiar with the course, and then read Jefferson and Rousseau. Those page numbers are from your textbook. Under the Unit 1 essay, you also have an uploaded handout that you can go ahead and use. Your first formal assignment is not due until next Friday. Your assignments will be due on Fridays. I'll grade them through the weekend, and they should be posted back to you with feedback by Monday. So there's our general overview for the course. After that, we have the university editions, standard in any sort of syllabus document. We also have underneath that the advanced comp essay rubric. Again, this will be consistent on your essays throughout the entire semester. So in this case, this gives you an idea of the standards that we're looking at. We're looking at how we are using sources in research, how you are developing your argument in your essay, how you analyze evidence in the essay, how you pull together concepts and interpretations, controversies around a topic. Forms and conventions would be things like grammar, mastery of organization, presentation mechanics, how you're documenting your sources, and then finally topic and development. We're looking at an original or fresh spin on an ongoing discussion. Two other resources that are on that page. First one is an academic writing review. It's a slideshow. It's not going to look like this when you click on it, but it will take you through some general review materials of things that I hope you would remember from Comp 1. So things like writing structures, responsible persuasion, persuasive techniques to avoid, and so on. One of the last documents that is listed on there is an incomplete list of non-credible sites. These are sites that you absolutely should not be using in any of your essays this semester. If you want to look at those on your own time and you get entertainment value from them, that's fine, but these are not to be used in your sources or as sources at all for your essays this semester. Basically, these are driven by things like pseudoscience, extreme right-wing or left-wing bias, or anything that promotes conspiracy theories. So again, if you're using any one of these sources, it's going to hurt your credibility and it's going to hurt the research grade of your essay. Do not use these sources. If you have a question about a source, always ask me before you decide to use it. There's also a short video on how to use maybe a library site. We click on discussion boards. It shows you how to post. Unit 1, Government Democracy. Again, you can see an overview screencast of this particular unit. The Unit 1 essay assignment, your responses. Two other very quick places to show you. Under Communication, Discussions. Here we have our Unit 1 discussion forum. So the first place is just a general Unit 1 essay, questions, triumphs, and frustrations that you might have. And then the last place to show you that would be relevant for us here at the beginning, go to Assessments, click on Assignments, and then notice all of your Unit 1 assignments and their due dates are posted there for you. You can move along at your own pace, but I'd recommend waiting as people are filling up the discussion boards with their comments. Again, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I look forward to working with you this semester.